Okay, we're going to talk about complementary and supplementary angles. Okay, we're going to learn how to name an angle. So we're always going to be focusing on the vertex. So when we name this angle, I can say that this is angle L. Or you can use all three letters, making sure that L is in the middle. So it could be JLK or KLJ. Okay, if I want to name this angle, okay, so if I ask you to name that angle in the corner, it's at a vertex where there are two angles, so we have to be very specific. So I cannot just say angle Y, because it could be the whole big angle, it could be either one of those two smaller ones. So I would name this either ZYA or angle AYZ. Again, that letter has to be in the middle. So let's talk about the different types of angles. An acute angle is between 0 and 90 degrees. A right angle equals 90 degrees. An obtuse angle is between 90 degrees and 180 degrees. A straight angle forms a line and is equal to 180 degrees. So a reflex angle is the angle outside of an acute angle. So it is between 180 and 360 degrees. So now we're going to learn the angle addition postulate. The sum of two angles that share a side and a vertex will equal the angle that contains them. So I could say that the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 equals the measure of angle ABC. So B is our vertex. The two angles share a vertex, and they share a side. So the side that they share is this middle one. So when you see M and the angle symbol, it means the measure of angle. So using the angle addition postulate, we know that the measure of angle ABC plus the measure of angle CBD equals the measure of angle ABD. So if we know that one angle is 15 degrees and one angle is 60 degrees, we can find the measure of the angle that contains them, which is 75 degrees. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Measure of angle ABD is 75 degrees. These are called adjacent angles. So we would say that ABC and angle CBD are adjacent. I'm going to just give you a minute to catch up because I'm going to make a chart next. Okay, so complementary angles are two angles that have a sum of 90 degrees. So here's an example of complementary adjacent angles. Angles can also be complementary when they are non-adjacent. So if this one is 10 degrees and this one is 80 degrees, and they equal 90, they are also complementary. Supplementary angles are two angles that have a sum of 180. This is also called a linear pair. Two adjacent angles that form a line are a linear pair. And an example of a non-adjacent supplementary, non-adjacent supplementary angles. Two angles that do not share a side and a vertex, but still have a sum of 180. So if I give you that the measure of this angle is 57 degrees, and this one is x, you know that they equal 90, and they are complementary, so you could write an algebraic equation to solve for this. So x plus 57 degrees equals 90 degrees. So the measure of angle x equals 33 degrees. Okay, here we have a linear pair, adjacent supplementary angles. They are going to equal 180. So you could write an equation, 21 plus x equals 180. So the measure of angle x is 159 degrees. Okay, last example, I'm going to give you two intersecting lines. So we have angle A and angle B. A is 6x plus 2, and B is 82 degrees. So first I'm going to ask you to solve for x. We know that the measure of angle A plus the measure of angle B is 180. So now we can just substitute in 6x plus 2 plus 82 equals 180. Combine like terms, and now we just have a two-step equation. So what does x equal? 16. Now, what if I ask you, what is the measure of angle A? Now that we know x, we can substitute it into 6x plus 2. So 6 times 16 plus 2, which is 98. So the measure of angle A is 98 degrees. Now, if I hadn't asked you to solve for x and I just asked you what is the measure of angle A, what's a simpler way that you could have gotten that?
82 minus 180.
So 82 subtracted from 180. Yep, that would have given you 98. So that's what you'll be doing in practice today.